Okay, here we are recording. And of course I'll probably cut and paste some of this stuff too. So,
I would expect. I'm
yeah.
not used to, not really used to public speaking a lot, but it's okay.
Just pretend like it's not there.
Yeah, okay.
Not even there. And if I'm looking on this side of my screen, that's because or I have a second screen over here, so
Mm,
that's what I'm looking at.
no worries.
Okay. So, I'd like to start with why did you decide to join and what help specifically were you looking for?
I decided to join after following you on Facebook for some time and noticing in the past several years that I was starting as an athletic ballroom dancer, competitive ballroom dancer. I have been having little injuries, and injuries are not normal for my body. And so I was questioning what's going on. Yes, I'm getting older, but really? Um, so I learned through you and this program and other people that as we age, our muscles and our tendons lose their elasticity. And I had several incidents where I was had went to my doctor. I had something going on. It was not normal. We got me physical therapy for a period of time, and so that all started to reveal that I'd lost muscle mass. I was not strong anymore like I'm used to being. And I've been an athlete all my life, and I've been a professional dancer in ballet years ago. And so I was confused as to why my body was reacting this way. And so I joined you in this program because everything you said made sense to me. And everything you talked about in terms of aging, and whether it's men or women, um, it's what I was experiencing. And it helped explain things and it helped give me a roadmap to fix it and work on it and dance as long as I possibly can, because that's my goal. I have a passion for dancing and I don't want to stop. So I had to stop for about 7 months because I had a bicep strain injury and I couldn't raise my arm. And that's kind of hard when you're a dancer. You got to be able to raise your arm above your waist sometimes. So got that all taken care of, and I'm just thrilled with the program, both nutrition and the muscle building weight training. I'm doing what I would consider mild weight training because I'm doing things at home, and and that's perfectly been accessible for me. And I love how your program and you and my day-to-day coach have made it possible for me not to have to join a gym, because personally, I think if I had to join a gym, I would find reasons not to go to the gym. But I'm here, I'm at home, I can do it. And I've felt muscles becoming stronger and helping me in my dancing. The nutrition started help me. That program, it's the old story of if you want to lose weight, stop eating so much. Well, I never was eating that much. And I'm sure I was starving my body for years. And it got used to it and it just went, okay, whatever. And I could never lose fat that I was gaining, but I was losing the muscles. So I've been building back muscles, and I think I've been with this program since January, and I've seen immediate nutritional benefit from my energy level during the day. Instead of going up and down and up and down and up and down, I can maintain steady energy and brain power throughout the day and the afternoon when I'm dancing and trying to remember things and choreography and corrections and what I need to work on. So I'm just a big fan, and it's taught me a lot, and I'm continuing to reap the benefits of it, and I'm just excited. I'm so positive again. I was getting like, oh, maybe I'm old, I just can't do this anymore. Well, it's not true. You can affect your nutrition and your muscle mass, which is very important, as far as I can see and as far as I've experienced. So, yay. Thank you so much. I love it.
You are so very, very welcome. Um, Before you joined, was there anything that you had tried to fix this problem with building muscle again?
Well, I kind of was just in the process of realizing that I had lost muscle. And so it all kind of came together at the same point in time for that. But I've always tried to maintain a slim body build, and with aging, we tend, especially as women, I believe we tend to uh, gain extra fat as we age. And some of my friends just said, "Oh, Cindy, that's just the way it is. Too bad." Ha ha ha. And I'm like, "No, I don't want to accept that." But for me, I always thought I had to eat less, and I've always focused on protein myself. I don't do fad, what I would call silly diets. I do practical, I want a little bit of each food group, but I just would eat a little bit. And it just, I'm talking 1,000, 1,500 calories a day, maybe. I was, especially when I was even in my teens and 20s trying to lose weight as a professional dancer. I got down to 1,000 calories a day because my body is not, it just wasn't, I was exercising all the time. I was dancing, like I wasn't losing the fat that I wanted. So I just have always had that misconception. Um, and it's okay. It's just what people said and what I didn't research it or anything, but I'm very excited now to understand the science and how I can affect my body.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so it sounds to me like before you joined, the biggest struggles were around energy, muscle loss, body composition,
Mhm.
um, and just maybe a lack of knowledge
Hmm.
or true,
Yeah,
and how to.
absolutely.
Um, so then could you describe in your words what were your top three goals coming in?
Well, I had been very concerned about the fat around my waist, my torso, and the fat under my arms. I mean, these things, when you're wearing ballroom gowns, I had to start being careful what kind of gown I could wear so I didn't accentuate all those rolls of fat, which are not pretty. And we do that all our lives anyway. We camouflage what we don't want people to see. But it was bothering me, and I wasn't having an effective way of addressing it. I didn't really understand that I had lost muscle mass, but it makes total sense to me in hindsight now that that's exactly what had happened. So I wasn't feeling as strong in my dancing. I was having trouble sustaining strength throughout a day of a competition where you're on and off and on and off and on and off and on and off the floor, and with gaps in between and having to stay warmed up and ready. It was, I'd say, top three, the fat on my body, the loss of muscle, which was the underlying reason that I wasn't dancing as well or having the strength that I needed in my body to do what I wanted. Yeah, not really.
Okay. No, that's great. And um, what would what do you feel, or did you feel at that time that changing those goals or achieving those goals, how would that affect you kind of day to day?
Day to day, I I have learned to eat 3 good meals a day. I wasn't necessarily eating 3 meals a day. Like sort of kind of maybe a snack and 2 meals, but small. I my my days are more fun and happy because I see progress. I see improvement. My teachers see improvement. Others have noticed. So, I just am on a high right now in my life, feeling like I have control again. I think maybe that's a part of it too. I didn't feel like I had any control and things were just happening and spiraling out of control and I didn't know what to do. And now I do. And I know that what I do is helping and working.
Ah, that confidence. I can hear it in your voice.
That confidence. Yeah, I've went through a few hard years with another issue in my life, but at the same time, when you come out of a hard issue, you got to pick up and get going again. And I was struggling with that. So this has given me, you're right, confidence, a lot more confidence.
Oh, wonderful.
I know what I'm doing now. I didn't know is I was floundering for a long time, and that's not a good feeling to me.
Well, kind of leading off of that, then confidence, what results would you have you achieved specifically? And what was the time frame? When did you notice these things?
I would say within the first week, maybe two, but I think immediately the nutrition plan, I saw immediate change in my energy level throughout the day, the sustained energy, not the highs and lows. Oh, my blood sugar is dropping. I better go eat something. Um, I was eating enough. I was eating more than I was used to. And that was, I like, wow, I get to eat more. But that really helped my energy and my mental abilities to stay focused and fresh throughout the day instead of having highs and lows. And from the building muscle perspective, it probably was within a month, month and a half or so when I started noticing my glutes feel strong. I can push and they are there for me. And I hadn't even probably used them very much in the past. So I was discovering strength in my body that helped me with everything throughout the day, of course, but it helped me specifically with achieving more in my dancing because we use our legs a lot in the dancing, so but
Yes, we
and it's
do.
not just the legs. I mean, I've always had wimpy arms, but now I just feel like I'm more of a complete human package, if that makes sense, because in ballet you tend to have strong legs, probably strong core, but the arms are like, yeah. I've never had strong arms. So now it's like everything is getting better and stronger. But it happened pretty quick. I was surprised at how fast I felt my legs were there for me again, which made me realize how much they had not been for me for
Mm.
previously. It's like, oh wow, wow. So yeah, I think things started happening quickly, more quickly than I anticipated.
What about weight or body composition, how things were fitting?
hmm Um, I'm not one who weighs myself a lot. That can get a little neurotic for me, at least. But I'm curious about my weight, and I'd had a doctor's appointment right around the time I was joining this program, and so I had a baseline weight from the doctor, and then after a couple months, I think I decided to weigh myself again, and and I had just when I had the weight baseline from the doctor, I had just come off of you know, Christmas and New Year's illness time where I had lost a lot of weight because I just was sick. I was sick and I didn't eat. So I lost weight. I was wondering if I maintained that loss after because I had started this nutrition program and weight building, a weight training program. And absolutely I had after a month or 2 months, I think, when I weighed myself, the 8 pounds that I lost when I was ill, I had not regained it. So that made me feel amazing. And then I could see in my face, you look in the mirror, my face became more streamlined and thinner. And my clothes definitely are, you know, elastic waist pants are looser. So I did some measurements. I'm going to do some more measurements to see comparison from like back then to now. But I, yeah, all of it, and without me, I wasn't focusing on that. I wanted to get my strength back and my um, nutritional needs taken care of because I could tell I wasn't taking care of them, and I wasn't sure what to do next.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Understood. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All of those are amazing changes and again, I can tell how it's affecting your mindset. what were some of your fears or hesitations before you joined, before you pulled that trigger?
Alyssa, I didn't have any. I had been listening to you, like I said, for I don't know, maybe a year or more, just off and on seeing your posts on Facebook, which I check periodically, not all the time, but um, I knew that you knew what you were talking about. I knew that you had a great science background, um, and that you had been a dancer, and I just knew that you would understand and did understand what I would be talking about. And I just needed to do something. And I thought that after some period of time of, just considering what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I just decided to jump on board because I had confidence in you. I'd seen um, the results and things from other people in your program. So yeah, I was not worried. I just didn't know what it was all about, and I was looking forward to learning uh, what I could learn from it, which is a
Oh,
lot.
yeah, great. Okay. And what would you say specifically helped you overcome some of the struggles you were experiencing before? Like, what did the coaching provide you that you didn't have when you were on your own?
Um, I like having the coaching. I really feel like I'm very self-motivated and but a lot of my self-discipline had been slipping away and I liked that I had to report in basically and I didn't need much pushing in that direction. It's just it was really wonderful to have a professional to work with, someone who is very knowledgeable in the area of nutrition and weight training to talk with, and they understood what I was saying. Um, so I know that you do, and I know that the coach that I work with on your team is fantastic. So I just think um, it's just helpful to have. I'm kind of someone who likes to be part of a team. I can do things very well just by myself, all by myself. But it's really nice to be part of a team, and I kind of feel like there's that camaraderie in this group as well. I haven't really reached out much individually, but just with you and with my personal coach, yeah, it's great. It's like we're family. We're helping each other.
Absolutely, it is like family.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see, sorry, what's my next question? Well, that kind of answers my next question, which was what's been your experience with your coach and your community? If there was anything kind of surprising or what support was the most influential?
I like the weekly Zoom meetings that we have, the check-ins. In any arena, having a deadline is something that I work well towards. And I think it helps keep me on track and it helps keep me engaged. And my coach is fantastic. Um, I have little, if I have a problem with certain exercises that she's designed for me for a period of time, once in a while, like I had one shoulder bicep issue. My arms seem to be a little weaker, and so they kind of get a little bit more tender. I have to be more careful with them. So if there's an exercise that I try and I say that one kind of it's not working for me, could she is right there to change it to something that will accommodate or achieve the same goal, but have me moving my body in a different way so it doesn't hurt that part of my shoulder that I just pulled somehow last week, kind of. I mean, I don't have any serious injuries. It's just every once in a while some muscles will get achy because they're just not, I'm trying to do things in a different way and retrain muscle memory. And that takes time. So, yeah. I don't know.
And she's wonderful. So I'm glad that you guys connect and
Yeah.
she's there to provide that support and that guidance. Um,
And I want to say, I think it's a really smart um, business model that you have where I don't have to, I've never had a one-on-one meeting with anybody. We do this through Zoom. So people can be in any place in the country or the world and take advantage of this. And I just think that's brilliant. And I love Zoom. I've loved Zoom for dancing reasons also over the years. And when I was working, we used it in work when it just came out. But it's very, very helpful for this type of thing. And that's how I meet with my coach. She's in another state. And, we've never met in person, but she is my new best friend. So it's good plan. Yeah.
um, so if you, um, or let me ask it this way. What would you tell someone who's on the fence, who was in your position previously? What would you say to them, either about how much time it'll take or the investment, or, they're afraid they won't follow through? What advice would you give?
Well, I would say if you want to join in with this program, you can call me anytime if you have questions. I have found tremendous benefit and flexibility in the program. I mean, I the pressure to accomplish things in a certain period of time is on me. It's my pressure on myself. I do enough of that. I don't really need much of, I like that my coach encourages me, yeah, let's get that exercise in tomorrow kind of thing. It's helpful because it does help push me a little bit more than I might have myself. But it's just there's so much flexibility in what you can eat. I can eat anything I want. I just play the puzzle game with my nutrition numbers and come up with the at the end of the day accomplishing the goals and it's all good, you know? And I can have a glass of wine if I want. I was like, oh, well, can't have wine anymore. I like my wine, but I don't once in a while I'll have a glass and it's just no problem. It's in the budget. It's in the plan. So I have a lot of flexibility in what I do, when I do, where I do, how I do. It's sort of a framework for me to work within without a lot of constricting rules and regulations. So it's easy to do. It's easy to get into it and just see what happens in a month or two or three, you know.
Yeah,
You don't
absolutely.
have to, it's not a lifelong commitment.
So true.
I mean, I have a lifelong commitment now to understanding and knowing what I can do for nutrition. It's like I've learned a whole new way to eat and it's easy and it's flexible and it's working. So that sort of thing. And the exercising is the same sort of thing. So can't beat it.
Well, then, I think the last thing, if you had to sum up your results and your experience in one sentence, what would it be?
Ooh. I've made a life-changing decision and it's working and I see no reason to stop.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Okay. And on that note, why don't we figure out what that looks like so that we can make sure that you don't stop?
Absolutely. Sounds great.
Now, you mentioned that you were free until 2, and I don't want to take up any more of your time. So if you want, we can reconvene.
Actually, I've kind of changed my plans for the day. And I do this from time to time, based on how my body's feeling, because I'm trying to listen to my body a lot more than I used to. Um, and so I've got time now.
Okay. All
We
right.
can keep
Well,
going.
yeah. Okay. Well, I won't take up too much of your time. And I'm glad that you're listening to your body and making decisions based on how you're feeling. Um, So first of all, let me just say thank you so much for all of that.
Welcome.
I'm gonna see. I think I can turn off the. Okay, pause recording. Not.
Eat more, eat more, eat more, not less, less, less. We talked about that. And how easy it is. It's up to me to do what I do. And I do feel like it's a lifestyle switch, and it's healthier habits that I enjoy. Um, I talked about how quickly I saw results. You had asked that question. Um, that I can do everything, I can do things at home because that works better for me, from several angles. And yeah, and I was ignorant. I was really ignorant about the physiology, the science involved in aging and how that would affect me. I did not know those things. So people would just say, "Oh, you're just getting old. That's what happens." And yeah, I couldn't accept that. A little stubborn about that. But yeah, I don't see anything else on my notes that I think I probably touched on everything. If
Okay.
you're happy with it.
Oh no, I've got goosebumps. I'm happy. I'm pleased.
Oh gosh. Oh.
Okay. So then I'll go ahead and make sure that